Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Vinny. I run a friendly local gaming store in the southwest of England. I've been running that for about 26 years, and on the side of that I also do some reselling. I buy stuff for a low price in the hope that I can sell it for a higher price. In this week's video we'll be looking at some items I buy, some items I list, and probably some items I've sold during the week, and anything else I think you might find interesting. Sales haven't been too bad this week. They've been quite up and down all through the week. Had parcels, letters, cards, blah, blah, blah. Some t-shirts have sold and things like that. I'll pop all of those onto my Instagram over the next week or so you should be able to see a bunch of stuff that we've sold. There'll be some in this video as well. I did have one really good day though. I'll pop the little screenshot of the chart here. So you can see I had a massive sale day, almost £2,000 in one day. Now, that wasn't because I listed something massively expensive. What I actually did was I listed a bunch of booster boxes that we got back into stock, one-piece ones. We got a restock of an older set, and we also had the new set that came out. Now, I don't normally list stock like that on eBay. What I normally do is just let it sit in the shop and wait for it to slowly trickle out. But I looked on eBay and some of these boxes had a much better price mark than if we sold them in the store. So what I did was I kept any back that had been pre-ordered by customers, and basically anything else I just put onto eBay. I did keep a couple of extra boxes so we could sell some boosters to other customers who were just randomly coming in, but I didn't want to have booster boxes sitting there that could be sold for a much better price on eBay. So I basically just listed them, and after I listed them, I was in two minds whether to take some of them back off, because I was like, oh, maybe I should have some more stock in shop. I don't know. But I kind of left them there. I went to bed, and just before I went to bed, I was like, if there's any there in the morning, I'm just going to remove them all and keep them in the shop. Anyway, I woke up in the morning and they'd all sold. Every single box. Most of them had gone abroad via global shipping. Two customers bought most of the stock, to be quite honest. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I couldn't remove any. I did have a message from one guy though that had changed his mind and cancelled. I assume that he may have found a shop locally that was selling it a bit cheaper. So I was happy to cancel that, and that basically just went into shop stock, and that sold also. So yeah, it was really quite a good day. I don't normally do that, but you know, sometimes we get left over with boxes, and on these offshoot games, they just sit around. I've got a bunch of Digimon boxes here. I've got a bunch of Dragon Ball boxes sitting here that have gained absolutely no value, and I didn't want that to happen again. So everyone that wanted a box in the store got one, which was great. Well, anyone that ordered one in the shop got a box. They were very happy, and a couple of people that didn't order got them also. But yeah, no, it was a great day. So we might do that a little bit more. I've definitely got to dig out some of our older stock and get that listed, because it's just sitting around here and it's not really making us any money. So I want to get that onto eBay, especially the stuff that's gone up in price and is a lot more desirable. I have started putting some of it in the shop cabinets for sale. They're going slowly, but on eBay they go a lot quicker. I'll probably be showing you some other sales and things that went on, but for the past week I've been sorting out cards, the dreaded sorting out cards. Everyone tells me how much they love sorting out cards, but you probably wouldn't like sorting out this many. For the past 7 days since my last video went live, I've been basically running the shop and sorting out cards, serving customers, sorting out cards, buying stuff in, sorting out cards. It's a bit of a nightmare, to be quite honest. I have these massive, like 5,000 count or 6,000 count boxes that I keep all my common and uncommon Magic the Gathering cards in. Most of the boxes have sets in them, like this one I'm doing here, which has Scars of Mirrodin, a little bit of an older Magic set there for those that know. It takes quite a while to sort one of these boxes out. This one was colour sorted, so all the white cards were together, all the blue cards, black cards, blah blah blah. But they weren't alphabetized, which makes it very slow to find a card. If someone sends us a list and there's cards from Scars of Mirrodin, takes ages to find them. Once they're alphabetized in color, super quick to find a card. So that 20p card that's in there can be found probably in about 3 or 4 seconds. Boom, that's good money. If it takes 2 or 3 minutes to find that card, not so good. The only problem is It takes absolutely ages to sort these cards out in their alphabetical order. We have a bunch that are sorted and it's so easy to find the cards. It's unbelievably quick. So I just want to get more of that done. Now, it's my day off today. I've been in the shop for about 3 hours sorting this one box out. And you might think, oh, what a waste of time. But actually, it can be quite good. Not only for the reason I said before, but because when you're going through a box, you can actually find some stuff that's actually worth some money as well. So today I found a couple of rares in this box so far. I've got all the way to the green cards, and I've also found some quite expensive commons and uncommon cards, including this Exsanguinate, which goes for around £10, 8 to sort of 12 on eBay, and then these Galvanic Blasts that are a play set, which is 4 cards in Magic. They seem to go for about a tenner. So quite a lot of money there, hopefully. We'll get those listed. I've left some in there just for if customers come in to want to buy them, but there's a whole bunch there ready to list on eBay later tonight. There's also a green card in here that I've seen at about £4 or £5, so I might be able to do play sets of those. There's also 2 artifact cards. One's called Memnite, which is about a £5 a card, and then an grafted exoskeleton, I think the other one is. Not sure if I can do those in play sets yet. Probably the Memnite, not sure about the exoskeleton, but there's some more money there as well. It's well worth looking through these boxes. You just don't know what you'll find. And sometimes when we look through these, we find a whole bunch of rares and mythics that are worth money as well. There's probably a lot more value in this box, but the Galvanic Blasts, the Exsanguinates, the Memnites, and the exoskeletons seem to be the things that sell most on eBay that I've researched. There are some other ones that seem to be about £2, £1, £1.50, but I'm not sure if I want to grab those out yet. I think I'll just leave those and get the much more expensive ones sorted. I thought I'd show you my process of sorting for anyone that cares. So basically what I do is I just basically put A's, B's, C's, D's, all the way through. Now there's quite a lot of artifacts, so I've gone up here with I's, O's, there's some damage cards there, there's some cards that someone asked me for the other day. So yeah, that's how I do it, and then I will pile these all up. So I'll pile them all up there, ABC through to Z, and then I take each letter and sort them into their piles. Now sometimes there'll be 1 card, sometimes 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 of the same letter. So I just sort them all into their piles, then once they're alphabetized, they go over and they go in the box. And then I just continue to do that until I've done all of the letters. It's just a bit time consuming, but once it's all in there, it'll all be sorted and I'll be able to find cards super duper quick and get them sold. After this is sorted, I'll be going home, getting those listed, and then coming back in tomorrow and sorting some more cards and doing any other jobs that need doing, paying bills, putting out orders, serving customers and all that jazz. So that's the box all sorted. There are definitely more Scars of Mirrodin commons and uncommons in this store. But I did find a whole bunch more Memnites and grafted endoskeletons. Seem to be going for about a tenner each. I think the Memnites were a £5 each, or play sets for like 25 or something like that. So plenty of cash there to go and get listed. That's another box done. That'll have its lid popped on. It's got its set written on the box. I'll pop a little green sticker on there just to let everyone in the store know that that is all alphabetized and sorted now. And then we'll move on to the next box. So I'll see you tomorrow. As per usual, we have some card sales today. So we've got these Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons. 3 of those went for £18. We have this Mawile V full art that went for £6.50. Some Magic the Gathering Uncommons, a play set of 4. For those of you that don't know what a playset is the maximum amount of cards a player is allowed to use in a card game. So in Magic the Gathering, that's 4. So this would constitute a playset. They went for £15. A Blaziken full art there went for 10. A Mecha Godzilla promo foil, that also went for 10. That's from Magic the Gathering. A Latias Fusion Strike promo from the pre-release went for 8. Another Latias to a separate buyout went for 5. This is from a much older set. And then a full art Blissey V that went for just under 10. I think it went for £9.95. There is actually another card. So the card in question is this Yu-Gi-Oh card here. I did a trade-in in store around about a month ago. A guy wanted to get rid of his Yu-Gi-Oh collection and trade it in for some Warhammer. So we did that trade, took his folder home, found this card in the collection, got it listed and sold for £110. Now the only problem is I can't find it. I've looked everywhere. I've looked in all the boxes it's meant to be in. I've looked in the boxes it's not meant to be in. I've looked in all the deck boxes we use to transport the cards home and back again when we're listing them. I can't find it anywhere. I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to have to cancel this sale. However, I'm confident, 90% confident, that the card might be at home. So I'm going to get the label ready. You know, I'm gonna hope by getting the label ready that I'll find the card. I'm going to take all the stuff home, and hopefully I'm going to find it where I think it might be. I'm just not sure it's going to be there. I'm being optimistic. And then hopefully I won't have to cancel the sale. I've just printed all the labels off actually. I'm just going to get all the other stuff packed up. I'll let you know later if I find this card or if I have to cancel. Fingers crossed. As well as those cards, I've also got a few parcels going out today as well, including this absolute banger of a sale. Now, this was a hardback Games Workshop book. Here it is, the first wall. This is only available in softback now off their website, I believe. If not, you should definitely go and buy some very quickly because this achieved £110. I only had it up for probably less than a week. I stuck it up for 150 with best offer. A guy came in at 95. I managed to work him all the way up to 110 and he took it. This is actually going global shipping. I do find that most of these hardback expensive books do go abroad, normally to the US of A, sometimes to Australia. So if you are going to buy these to resell, you definitely need global shipping on or offer an international posting service. So yeah, this had a retail of I think about $18.99. Got to check those hardback books. Get down your local Games Workshop and check them out. See if they've got any lying around. Buy them up, stick them on eBay. You might make some money. So there's that one. Next up, we have a Dragon Ball booster box. This is the Z Legends Awakened set. We had this for sale in store. It went out of print. It slowed down in store, so we decided to stick the last remaining boxes we had online. We were asking around £140 for these. I put a 9% discount offer out to a bunch of people. This was one of the items. I think we ended up getting around £110. We might have had a bit of a backwards and forwards, me and the person. Plus they paid £8.45 for special delivery postage, so we're completely covered there. So that just goes to show you, these boxes haven't been out that long. They did go out of print. Dragon Ball don't really reprint stuff that often, if at all. So the price of the boxes can go up quite quickly. Always worth keeping an eye out for stuff like this. Also had a couple of customer orders as well. I did a trade-in with one of our regulars. He dropped off a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards, mainly bulk, a small amount of rares, mainly bulk, but there were some okay ones in there, and we also got some models off him as well, including some Lord of the Rings and a little bit of Chaos, 40k. He's then traded that in for some cash and some store credit and got some items, so that is this parcel here. So that's going off to Martin. Thank you very much, Martin. Then we had another order from another customer called Luke. This was for a World Eaters Codex and some War Dogs, and that's going off to him as well. That is all my parcels for today. Oh, I also had some transfer sheets as well, but they went via Royal Mail. I got about a £5 for those. We sometimes get them in the Warhammer boxes. Sometimes people don't want them and just donate them back to us. And sometimes we sell them and sometimes we give them away. These ones got sold. So I think we got about £5 for those. There's a screenshot. Sorry if I'm wrong, I just don't know. So there you have it. 12 items sold on eBay, plus a couple of extra parcels from in-store. The eBay sales came to way over £350, I believe. We've got the £100 card, as long as I find it. We got the £110 book, plus all those extra cards that were like a tenner each. So way over 300, probably over 350 to be quite honest. So pretty happy with that for a day's sales on eBay. I'm not sure what my next job's going to be. It's getting quite close to the end of the day, so I might just do a little bit of sorting, but I'll be back tomorrow with some more footage. I've had my guy turn up, one of my guys that brings me stuff every now and again. This guy is fairly regular, turns up at least once a month and dumps a load of magazines on me usually. Now, the stuff he brings me can vary in quality and quantity. This time he's bought me a whole bunch of Warhammer monthly magazines and a whole bunch of Dragon magazines. Also included a couple of books, and within the magazines there was a couple of pullouts as well. Now I don't always get great stuff off this guy. Sometimes a lot of the stuff ends up in the recycling, But this time he's done okay. He's bought me some half decent stuff. Now, they're not in the best condition, but I was still happy to buy them because I believe there's some return here. So the first lot of items he's bought me are these monthly Warhammer magazines. Now, this was released in about 1998, and I think it ran for about 8 years, so probably about 2004 to 2006. There are about 88 issues, so you can probably work it out there. What's that? 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 80. So yeah, it ran for about 6 years. So from 1998 to 2004. I've ended up with issues 1 to 44 minus 7. I think I've got 18 and 20 missing, a couple more 20s, and then a couple of 30s and a 40 missing. Something like that. So I've ended up with 37 issues of the whole 86 that were available. Most of those seem to sell for around £4 on eBay. Like, some are a little bit more, some up to £10. I've seen this one like bagged and boarded for up to 25, but this one has some creased corners. There's some wear on the edges here, bit of ruffling on pages, nothing missing, nothing damaged too badly, all readable. I don't think I can really rate them that high. They're just a bit too used. So I've got 37 issues there. If we rate each one at £4, I think the best way for me to sell these is in a bundle, just all of them together. If these were in better condition, I'd probably do them in runs of like 5 or 10, just to keep the weight down. But because they are a little bit raggy, I think we're better off selling them as just a whole bundle of 37 monthly magazines all in one go. I can probably ask a slightly higher price then, and it might take a little bit longer to sell because people might not want those issues, but you know, who knows, someone might grab it, fill up their collection, and then just sell off the rest. So I'm thinking probably anywhere from as low as £80 all the way up to sort of like £130 for that bundle. I've already photoed them. They look quite nice in the photos. Obviously in the description, I'll just have to let people know that they are used. They are a bit scuffed. I'll take some close-ups of some of the creased pages. I took a photo of each side of all the magazines stacked together, so you can see some are quite worn and some are a little bit newer. But I'm thinking, yeah, not bad. So if you see these Warhammer monthly magazines, they're worth about £4 each. If you can get them in nice condition, some of them are worth up to £8, £10. And if you get the first edition one in really good condition, that can be worth up to £25 on eBay. So there's those lot. The second lot of magazines he bought me were these Dragon magazines. I've had some of these off him before. Now, if you look at each issue separately on eBay, you can kind of gauge what price they are. But on average, most of these seem to be about £10. So I'm thinking if I've got about 30 or 40 of those here. I'll take a slightly closer look at the prices, gauge kind of what they're selling for. If some of the magazines are in the £20 range, then they'll be closer to the £50 bundles. And then if some of them are for £6, they'll be lower. I'll kind of work it out. You get what I'm saying. So I'll probably do those in runs of 5 for anywhere between £30 and £50. So there was a few other things with those magazines as well. There was this Ian Livingstone, The Forest of Doom. It's one of those adventure books. Not in bad condition. It's got a few creased pages. It's got a little bit of writing in the front. It's a first edition. I don't know if that adds any extra value, but I had a quick look on eBay and we're looking at about £15 to £20 for that one. And then there was this other book called What's Dungeons and Dragons. Again, seems to go for about £15 on eBay. It looks like he paid £1.49 for it in a charity shop, maybe. A little bit of yellowing on the book, but people don't seem to care with these older books. I guess it's just expected. As well as those, I always think it's a good idea to look at magazines and see if there's any pullouts, because sometimes the pullouts can actually be worth quite a lot of money. Even posters and things like that that come exclusively in magazines, they can be worth money. So it's always worth doing a little bit of extra research. But pullouts can be worth quite a bit of money too. So this one here, this is Alternity, Game Master's Guide and Player's Handbook. And this one is Living Greyhawk. These seem to be anywhere from £10 to £20 per pullout. So always worth checking your pullouts. You can either leave them in the magazine, and that might make the magazine worth more money, or you can take them out and sell them separately. I believe I'll be selling these two separately. So all in all, if we can get this all listed and get this all sold, we're looking at some quite good returns. It's just going to be a bit of work to get them all photographed. But with such good returns, it doesn't really matter. Oh, I've also got this Warhammer Monthly. I need to check this one because I don't know what this is. Some sort of freebie. It's a colour one. quite cool. So I need to check that as well and see if that's worth any extra money. Haven't done that yet. And then there was this free preview pullout as well. I need to check to see if that's worth anything as well. But that's what he bought me today. So next thing, get them sorted, get them photoed, and get them listed. No messing around anymore. So that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed what I showed today. If you did, leave me a like and a thumbs up and all that jazz. Here are a couple more videos you might like to watch in the meantime, and I'll see you next week on the channel. Bye.